So here we go, folks. I am just in time for the climax to qualifying for the British Grand Prix. It's round 9 of the Talk of the Devil main league. We just had the Elite League. It was Willem Brits that won the race. Ben Green second. And Michael Savage rounding up the podium. Owen Lewis settling for 4th. Dean is getting ready to start his flying lap. Going to be fun to see how it all plays out. At the moment, with qualifying, it is Stephen Harrison second on provisional pole, Dean second, Gary third, Jamie fourth, Waddington fifth, Kyle sixth, Tarpinian seventh, Devon 8, JBL 9, and Kieran rounding up the top 10. Is Stephen going to get another pole position, or is it going to be Stephen Harrison? Stephen's getting himself ready for his flying lap. So we'll ride on board with him as we get ready for British Grand Prix to Abbey and Farm, due to Village now. It's okay. Through the loop, round to Aintree, and then onto the Wellington Straight. JBL's on an out lap, Gary's on a lap, Jamie's on a lap, Waddington's on a lap as well. Only those guys can improve on their lap times. Realistically, only Gary can challenge for 4th position. And Dean, for that matter. There's 10 seconds to go. As Dean comes through Cops and then into the Maggots and Beckett section. Waddington's in the pits. Waddington's abandoned his lap. Waddington has abandoned his lap. That could be a game changer. Stowe, and Dean abandons his lap, so it's all down to Gary, but he's down at the moment. I don't think he's going to be going for that. He's not going to try and improve on his lap. He's not going to try and improve on the lap. Let's see what his second sector time is. No, he's slowing down. He's not going to improve on his lap time, which means Stephen Harrison is on pole position once again. An all-British front row, and more importantly, an all-Mercedes front row. Stephen Harrison will be a very happy man after that. How crucial is that going to be for the championship? So there we go. Stephen on pole, Dean second, Gary third, Jamie fourth, Waddington, Kyle Keegan, Tarpinian, Devon, JBL, and Kieran. That's your top 10 as we get ready for the race. So here we go, guys. It is round 9 of the Talk of the Devil main league. We are here at Silverstone. 7 out of the 10 teams on the grid are based in Britain, and 4 of the 20 drivers on the grid for the Formula 1 are born in Britain as well. Accents change noticeably every 25 miles as well, ladies and gentlemen. And it's also the home of Shakespeare, Charles Darwin, John Lennon, Winston Churchill, and of course, former F1 drivers Martin Brundle and Lewis Hamilton, along with about half of our grid as well. 3.66 miles, 2 DRS zones, and 18 corners to negotiate, 8 to the left and 10 to the right. Some of the action zones to look out for, it was Village in 2018, last year, with Hamilton versus Raikkonen. And we've got Cops, the Talk of the Devil Elite League, we had a retirement there. And turn 15, round 2, Stowe, Mansell versus PK. Only one driver was going to come out on top in that one, and it ended up being Mansell at the end of the day. 3 tyre compounds with us. It is the hardest of the Pirelli range. It is the C3 for the soft, the C2 for the medium, and the C1 for the hard. You're looking at roughly 27 to 28 seconds for a pit stop. So this is the grid order then. We've got Stephen on pole position once again this season, great for his homecoming. Then you've got his brother Dean, an all Mercedes front row, with Gary hot on their heels in 3rd. Jamie, a great performance from him in the McLaren in 4th. Waddington 5th, fantastic performance from him. Kyle Keegan alongside him in 6th. Tarpinion for Red Bull in 7th. And you've got Devon in the Racing Point in 8th. JBL in the Renault in 9th. And Kieran rounding up the top 10. Matt Dixon just missing out on the top 10 with Gregor Telford alongside him. John and Kieran. We've had a disconnection and it's Kieran. JBL, John Taylor, in John Taylor. Then you've got Joe Newman, Luke Unthank, Gareth Lambourne, Jimmy, Ty, one of our newcomers. He'll be hoping to make a good impression. Michael Booker, and then we've got 2 Callum Harrods for some reason. And then we've got Callum Harrod at the back of the grid. So we've got 14 drivers. Uh, 14 drivers on the grid. We're looking at 9 to 17 laps on the softs, 18 to 26 on the mediums, and 26 to 34 on the hards. So we're just waiting to see what we can do. We're just trying to fix these technical issues right now. Still trying to fix these technical issues to see what we can do to try and get one of the drivers back into the lobby. This is fantastic to see. We've got 14 drivers on the grid representing Britain. So there we go, it's just come up that Kieran's left the session. Hopefully we can get him back in. There we go, it is giving me the up. Right. Well, my screen is just... always down to me to try and save the day. Right, let's get him back in. Apologies for the delay, folks. We're going to get this race up and running as soon as we can. Wait, hang on. Stream's not working? Getting some messages of support for Callum starting at the back of the grid. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get Kieran back into the lobby, so we're down to 13 British drivers. Which is a real shame, because Kieran had a great qualifying performance. But nevertheless, we shall soldier onwards. And here we go. It's 5 lights, and when they go out, it will be race time! A lot of smoke at the start, but Dean's already in the lead. Jamie managed to get a good start as well. Not the start Gary would have wanted. He's lost a couple of places. Yellow flag to sector 1, someone's already got off. Waddington up into 4th already. Fantastic start with him. Matt Dixon, he's down at the back. Gary getting past Top Opinion to try and make up some slots. Callum Herod, where did he come from? What a start he's had! What a start he's had! He's already up into 9th! What in the world? Well, if there were ever any doubts, those doubts have been washed away. The critics have been silenced. 19th to 9th, and only like half a lap. And he's now up into 8th. That's one of the Red Bulls. Top Opinion, he's lost his front wing. Jimmy's gone off as well. My goodness me. Callum into 6th, are you kidding me? Where in the blue blazes of Silverstone did he get that from? Nevertheless, the order at the end of lap 1, Dean leads, Stephen 2nd, Jamie 3rd, Waddington 4th, Gary 5th, Callum 6th, Keegan 7th, Devon 8th, Ty 9th, Booker 10th, then it's Gareth, Newman, JBL, Gregor, Dixon, Taylor, Luke, Tarpinion, and Jimmy. I'm lost for words. I am lost for words. That has got to be the craziest start I've ever seen. Not necessarily from an action standpoint, but for crying out loud. Callum had a qualifying ban, and he's already up into 6th. How in the blue blazes did he manage that? I think that's definitely going to be a huge talking point after the race. Should he make it onto the podium, which at this rate, it may just well happen. It may just very well happen. And he's got another place. You might as well give this guy the race win right now. He's now up into 5th. But now this is where things get interesting because he's got his teammate right in front of him, 1.6 seconds down the road. Rotten luck for Kieran, he couldn't make the start. Not what he would have wanted. But we've got Matt Dixon and Gregor Telford battling over 14th place. Meanwhile, Luke's in the pits. Dixon ahead without much trouble. He's right on the edge of a race ban. He's already served a race ban this season. He could end up losing his seat if he's not careful. Unbelievable. What a start. There goes one of the Ferraris. And oh, heads up. Callum's in DRS range. Yellow flags in sector 3. Yellow flags in sector 3. Oh, it's JBL! What has happened to him? He's got front wing damage. That's going to be a long lap for him to try and get back to the pits. Callum, meanwhile, coming through the Maggots and Beckett section. He is right within DRS range. No, that wasn't Maggots Beckett section, it's like my mistake. That's going through Woodcote, through to Cops. This is going to be interesting to see. Callum and Gary, they were championship rivals last season. They had it coming together in Austria. Callum's got DRS. Is Gary going to put up a fight? No, he isn't. Callum, it's a 4. It's as if Callum's never been away. He had to miss a couple of races for medical reasons, but beggars believe he's already up into 4th, and it's only lap 5, and he's just set the fastest lap! What is going on? What is going on with Callum? He's only gone and set the fastest lap! What a sight to be seen. What a sight to be seen. And JBL now into the pits now. Livid, and I don't blame him. Oh, here we go. We've got a battle between Callum and Jamie for third place. Callum tried to get it. Nothing came of it. He tried to get him down the hanger straight. This is brilliant to see. I mean, you know what? I might as well give him driver of the day right now. I might as well give him driver of the day. This is beggar's belief. Here he comes down the Wellington Straight. He'll have very little trouble with this. He's going to have the inside line. And he's up into third now. And now he'll be chasing his former team. And he's got his former teammate, Stephen Harrison, 3.5 seconds down the road. It is officially time to say business just picked up. Gary now up into fourth. Meanwhile, what a charge through the field Callum's had. Joe Newman, DRS wide open, pass tie with ease, careful, and he's through. Didn't need much to get past him. Lap 7 now. Callum's starting to close the gap on his teammate. He's 3.2 behind. Stephen's 2.7 behind Dean. A little further ahead, Kyle Keegan is within DRS range of Anthony Waddington. Yellow flags in sector 2. Lap 8 now, we'll be approaching the first round of pit stops very soon. Keegan still within DRS range. He's not able to make any sort of progress yet. Steven, meanwhile, he's closing the gap on his brother. Keegan now 3/10 behind Waddington as they head down the old main straight. He's going to try on the outside of Copse. Not on this occasion. Don't admire the bravery of doing so. Still can't get past Steven. Meanwhile, he was within DRS range. He's got the DRS, but he's not quite close enough. That heads up. There's Callum. Right behind him. Callum just set another fastest lap. This is such an incredible drive from him. Steven still within DRS range. The gap's down to 2.2 seconds. And it is continuing to fall. Keegan manages to get past Waddington meanwhile. Within half a second of his brother. Callum 2.5 seconds down the road. You've got to think this is playing to his advantage. Because they're both on the mediums, but Dean's going to need to stop earlier because he started on the softs. And Callum continuing to close that gap because he had free choice of tyre for the race. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's Jimmy. He's gone off. That's what he would have wanted. But here comes Steven. He's got DRS. He's going to try and go for the overtake. And he gets through with ease. He shoots through like this. He shoots through as if nobody's there. Got to think at this point he's going to need to think about going for a pit stop at some point, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Wellington still battling with Keegan meanwhile. Gap now down to 1.5 seconds. Steven increasing his lead. Waddington still trying to get past Keegan. Nothing coming of it at the moment. Into the pits, he's going on to the hards. He's going to looks like it's going to be a 2-stopper for him. So there's 38 laps to go. It'll be touch and go if he can get to the end on those. Realistically, you'd be looking at a 2-stop with that. And Callum again with the fastest lap. He's making the most of that start he had. Waddington still can't find a way past. I have to take my hat off to him. And again, Callum fastest lap. How is he doing this? This should not be possible, but somehow it is. And Waddington into the pits. And as I live and breathe, Callum is with it. And Callum is closing in on Stephen. How in the blue blazes he's managed this, I don't know. But whatever the case, he's going to be within DRS range very, very shortly. Joe Newman in the pits now. Looks like a few of them going for the two-stop option. Set another fastest lap. Oh my good. I can't handle this. Callum Harrod, he's on the verge of taking the lead. He's got the DRS range. Is he going to be able to make a move on Stephen, make it stick? I would be very amazed if he manages to. He was close. Nothing on this occasion. Train of cars ahead of him as well. Meanwhile, Matt Dixon up into 7th as Kyle Keegan and Gareth Lambourne in the pits. Here we go. Stephen has DRS, but crucially so does Callum. There's a whole train of cars. Who's going to be first to brake? Stephen keeps the lead somehow. How's he done that? 10-second time penalty for Jimmy. And here he comes Callum! He's going to make the move stick! And he's done it! Lost to first in 18 laps! I cannot believe what I've just seen. He's done it! He has only gone and done it. Last to first in the space of 18 laps. I am at a loss for words. Callum Harrod started 19th. With a qualifying ban, and he's only gone into the lead. Stephen comes into the pits, that was his cue, and oh, a little bit of drama there. Joe Newman and Ty. Lucky to have avoided all the carnage. Absolutely incredible to see. And Jimmy's out of the race! Yellow flags in sector 3. Jimmy is out of the race. Not what he would have wanted, but nevertheless, that's Jimmy out of the race. Real shame for him. Newman in the pits again, as is Ty. Keegan still squabbling with Waddington. Keegan goes wide. He might have to give the place back. Keegan manages to get the place. Yeah, I've just found out on the stream that Callum's uncle is actually watching the stream right now. A lot of praise thrown Callum's way. Almost halfway through the race now, 20 laps on those tyres. You've got to think he's very good with his tyre management. Stephen gets the fastest lap meanwhile. As it stands, Callum doesn't have enough time to make a pit. And as it stands, Callum doesn't have enough time to make a pit stop and essentially maintain the lead of the race, because you're looking at roughly 27 seconds to make a pit stop and come out ahead of everybody else. But of course, Gary is yet to make a stop. Also battle on track right now is this one here, Gareth and Michael Booker. But Gareth managed to get past. Not past with that much difficulty. Even another fastest lap. He's starting to carve into the lead now. This is going to make things very interesting. The gap between Callum and Gary now 13 seconds. As Gary comes through to lap some traffic. Top Opinion in the pits. Keegan right on the back of Matt Dixon. Keegan battling with Matt Dixon. And here he goes, oh, minute contact! Oh my word, you cannot excuse that. Ty gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags meanwhile, but Kawa, surely you can't excuse that. That's gotta be. That's gonna be interesting to see. And Kyle has sustained damage as well. This is gonna be an interesting talking point after the race. Battle between Waddington and Keegan. Waddington has DRS down the hanger straight. He gets through with ease. And Keegan back in the pits again. Well, he's having to change the front wing. He's going to have to change the front wing. Top Opinion, meanwhile, he's right on the back of Gareth Lambourne. Matt Dixon in the pits as well. Michael Booker's in the pits. You're looking at roughly 21 seconds between Callum and Stephen, but that gap's continuing to close. length out of the Ferraris. Because they're taking those tyres right. I mean, Gary especially, he's taking those tyres right to the end of their lifespan, as is Callum. But I think they're potentially going for a one-stop here. Jamie in the pits, meanwhile, comes into the pits. Half distance now. Callum still leading. Gregor battling Gareth meanwhile. We're on to lap 28. 24 laps to go after this. The gap between Callum and Gary, 15 seconds. Stephen closing in on Gary. Gregor's lost a bit of ground there. Let's see what's happening with Stephen. And it looks like, yeah, he can see a Ferrari in shot. You can see a Ferrari just ahead of him. Now within 2 seconds of Gary ahead of him. Not going to have DRS yet, because you're going to be within 1 second of the car ahead of you. Steven now within DRS range. Here we go. Steven's still on the back of Gary. This is going to be a one-stop for the Ferraris. But the more Gary holds Steven back, the more likely it is. Well, Steven's going to need to make a two-stop. Well, he's used a second compound, but he's going to need to make a second stop. Because there's no way he's going to be able to get those soft tyres through to the end of the race, surely. I'll be impressed if he does. JBL just set the fastest lap, meanwhile 1:31.5. A point for the fastest lap inside the top 10 and a point for the fastest lap outside the top 10. These are definitely getting interesting here. Steven still can't find a way past Gary. Oh, but here we go. Down the hanger straight. He's going to have the outside. And Steven gets past. Now to Hunt. Callum down. 20 laps to go. Business just picked up. Gary's first to blink. Gary's first to blink for the Ferraris. That will surely be soft tyres through to the end of the race now. See what he gets on, and oh, top pinion spins. It is indeed soft tyres. Soft tyres through to the end of the race now. Gareth Lambourne, meanwhile, he's trying to get past Gregor for last points paying position. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. And oh, Jamie's out of the race! Sector 2, it looked like it was the Maggott and Beckett section. Where did it all go wrong for Jamie? Not what he would have wanted. That was at Cops! Went straight into the wall! He will be gutted about that one. And it was JBL that's got the fastest lap of the race, so he'll end up with 2. And Ty's out of the race now. Ty's out of the race. Oh no! That's both McLarens out of the race. Real shame for Ty. Not what he would have wanted on his debut. Just been informed JBL is having connection issues. JBL having connection issues, that's not what he would have wanted. Gareth having another crack at Gregor. Not on this occasion. And Gary's just set the fastest lap of the race. Blisteringly quick lap from him. Gareth keeping within DRS range, and Callum's in the pits. Now this is going to be a game changer. And Stephen's in the pits as well, which means Callum's going to keep the lead of the race. On to softs for the remainder of the race. Here comes Stephen, what's he going to go on? It's mediums. The mediums are slightly slower than the softs. but you can push the softs for longer. The mediums for longer, sorry. Yellow flag is sector 1. Oh, and they touch! And Gareth spins! Gary, another fastest lap of the race. Being able to get past Keegan. Meanwhile, we've got it's one of the Haas drivers who's got a yellow flag. It'll be Matt Dixon. Gets out of the way. But he's got a lot of drivers to that car. Well, he's in last place. He's got nothing left to lose. But it looks like, oh, we've got a Mercedes. Everyone from Callum down to Waddington is on lead lap. Gary right on the back of Stephen meanwhile. $15 laps to go. Kyle Keegan into the pits now. Wait, hang on. Wait a minute. What just happened? Gary and Callum have... What just happened? Did I miss something? What just happened? Callum's now down to 4th. Gary's down to 3rd. The Mercedes are back in the lead. How have they done that? What happened? I'm confused. I missed something there. And Callum's having to pit. Oh no! Callum's having to come. He's got front wing damage. Bang of the desk, Total Wolf style. Not to sound biased or anything, but I was really hoping I was going to get an interview with Callum on the podium today. Ugh! I mean, look how far Callum is behind. Well, he's got nothing left to lose. The only thing he can go for, realistically, is that fastest lap. Still has time to pull it back. He's 40 seconds down the road. I highly doubt he's going to be able to pull a 40-second gap. You're looking at catching at 4 seconds a lap. It ain't going to happen. I appreciate the optimism though, but it isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I was saying that Callum, I was speaking to Callum and I was speaking to Callum and Ben, who's the Ferrari team manager. I was speaking to them earlier, and they said that it was unlikely there was going to be any tension between them, and he said he'll just cross that bridge when he comes to it. Well, here you go. Someone's going to have to... I mean, a chance for third. But yeah, again, you're looking at catching it rough about 3 to 4 seconds a lap. Realistically, it ain't going to happen. He's 42 seconds he's got to make up. It's not going to happen. He's not even going to get onto the podium, never mind a race win. It's just not going to happen. This is just going to mean that there's more ground for... This is just going to mean there's more daylight between Mercedes and Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship. Well, Callum does get the fastest lap now, as I say that, 1:29.2. JBL with a 5-second time penalty for ignoring blue flags. Ten laps to go now. Oh. Not much else I can say apart from... Well, another day at the office for the Mercedes boys. Lap 43 now, there'll be 8 laps to go after this. Dean's leading by just under 4 seconds from Steven, who's 1.6 seconds ahead of Gary, who's 33 seconds ahead of Callum, who was leading, but contact between the Ferraris. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out after the race. Matt Dixon in the pits again. Lap 46 now. Steven closed the gap to just under 3 seconds now. This will be his 3rd win in a row, if Dean can keep this up. Five laps to go. If it makes the pain a little easier to swallow, I'm gonna give driver of the day to Callum. Back down to less than 2 seconds between Steven and Dean. Callum does have the fastest lap. That's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Michael Booker in the pits again. Gap down to 1.8 seconds. 3 laps to go. Only the Mercedes and the Ferraris that are on lead lap. Steven continuing to close the gap. There we go. go. Stevens almost within DRS range. Yellow flags in sector 3. Steven is within DRS range of Dean. Go. Stevens within half a second now. He's going to have the DRS again down the hanger straight. Penultimate lap now. Steven can't get past Dean still. Onto the final lap. Steven can't get past. This will be a very interesting finish. And the gap between Gary and Callum is down to 20 seconds now. Steven still can't find a way past. Even down the hanger straight. Is he going to get past? No, he isn't. That may have just been his last chance to get the race win. And Dean Harrison becomes the 12th driver to win the British Grand Prix, and it's his 4th win of the season. Dean becomes the 12th British driver to win the British Grand Prix. And Gary comes across the line in 3rd. And why is Callum going into the pits? Why did Callum go into the pits? And the fastest lap outside the top 10. JBL. JBL gets a 5-second time penalty for his on-serve penalty. Hey, I'm just trying to find. Yeah, I'm just trying to find. Just trying to find Ben, but it doesn't look like that's happening at the moment. Right, so I'm trying to find. The reason I'm trying to find Ben's gamer tag is so that I can.
I've invited him.
Ah, excellent. Right, same as I usual apply. Just make sure the audio is included. Hello. Right.
Hello.
Like I said, just double checking the audio's included.
Yeah, I've got money.
Right. What about the others?
Yeah, mine's on.
Right. Excellent. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. With me, it's a 4-person post-race interview this evening, which is a rarity here. I've got the Ferrari team manager, Ben Hazelwood. I've got Gary Braddon, who finished 3rd for Ferrari. Stephen Harrison, 2nd place for Mercedes, and first place, shock and surprise to absolutely no one, Dean Harrison for Mercedes. Dean, massive congratulations for you. 4th win in a row, and you're also the 12th driver to win at their home Grand, at the British Grand, the 12th British driver to win their home Grand Prix.
Yay! It was fun. Steven should have won though. The hards just managed to stick it out. Everyone who thought it was a one stop was in for a bit of a shock because the softs just do not last. So it played into my car.
Yes. Yeah. So going to be interesting to see how things play out going forward now with Germany next week, and on top of that, it's going to be interesting to see what happens between you two for the championship.
I don't know. I don't really get along with Germany either. I struggle with this track and I struggle with Germany a bit, but we'll see what happens. I'll probably be back in this situation again next week. I'm joking.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. I was going to save this one for the Ferrari boys, but with regards to the incident that happened towards the tail end of the race, how did you manage to cope with that, Dean?
What, with Callum or with me losing fuel on the last lap and like just completely making a cock of it? Which one?
It was. I was referring more to the incident that involved Callum.
That was good. I didn't even notice, to be fair. I was just trying to press on, let him win the race, let him do his own thing. And next minute it's just on the grass, and you don't really want to be on the grass, do you? So, unfortunately for Callum. He had a good race though.
Yeah.
Shed some light on
Yeah.
that in a minute.
I'll get to Ferrari boys shortly. But listen, Dean, thanks very much for your time, and again, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Stephen, you've got to think at this point that Dean could be a serious contender for the championship now.
I did say that, to be fair, but like you said, I should have won that.
Yeah, very sportsmanlike between you two. Now,
Well, it's gonna get shady soon. Double moves.
Now, I was going to save this for a separate interview with you, Stephen, but what are your thoughts on Callum transferring to Ferrari?
It's interesting. He had fresh tyres all the way through the race. Come through the back pretty quick, to be fair. Pretty quick round here. It was unlucky, to be fair. Spins or whatever happened with him, but you've just got to hang in there. Not
If you're
expect
spinning,
it, but
you're not
cover for it.
winning.
But I've seen Gary go on to the softs, to be fair, and I just knew that I had to cover him with the mediums because I know it was a long trek because I'd already run the softs, and I knew that he'd not get him to the end of the race at a good pace, so I just covered him with the mediums, to be fair. But he had a good race as well, to be honest. Dean hung it out with a one stop, had a bit of a dodgy double move, but we'll let that one slide and we'll get him at the next race.
Yeah, I asked Callum this, and I also asked Ben about it. Good question. The question I'm going to bring up is: do you feel there's been a loss of trust between you and Callum regarding this transfer?
We'll see on track. I don't, I've not raced him today. He was pretty quick. He got past me with, I don't know, blistering pace. To be fair, it's like he had everything streamlined, so he had some insane straight line speed. It worked for him. He just blew past me, running a different strategy. So I think I might have caught him. I think we both would have caught him. To be fair, we did about 5 seconds by the end of the race because his tyres would have dropped off, and to be fair, I put a big gap in, I feel, between me and Gary. so I kind of feel like we would have poked on him a little bit. I think he had the chance to win the race, but we'll see on track when we race it. We'll see.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for your time, Stephen, and well done on your second place again.
No drama. Thanks. Good win. Good bit.
And last but by no means least, it is the Ferrari boys, Gary the driver and Ben the manager. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So, first off, what happened with that incident?
With Callum's incident, as far as I'm aware, obviously I was on the pit wall watching. He struggled to get past one of the back markers. Well, I say struggle. The back marker didn't give enough respect and just let him past, and they made contact, and we all know what it's like once you get onto the grass, your tyres are dirty, and the wanting to get going again unfortunately caused a normal spin of their own. So it's quite a shame that that incident happened, because I was definitely cheering both of those guys on. I know we've just heard from the Mercedes guys, and congratulations for taking yet another win, but still congratulations, and we were definitely going to carry on bringing the fight more. We were just very unlucky. I think if we hadn't had back markers incidents, I think we would have been on for at least a 1-2 or a 1-3 and stopped this Mercedes runaway as such.
Yeah, so did Gary get caught up in the incident at all?
I don't think so. I think Gary just avoided that incident. I think it was just Callum that got caught up into the back markers, but the soft tyres don't last very long when you're right behind somebody and chasing somebody down. I think that was Gary's last little stint issue, but I think he will shed some more light on that, obviously, as he was in the car and I wasn't.
Yeah, so Gary, you still there?
Yeah.
The
softs that I put on, they were really old. They weren't new. Because if you notice in Q1, most my laps were impeded. So I used 2 sets of softs in Q1 when I normally use only one. So and then 2 sets of softs in Q3. So I only had an old set left.
Okay. So you weren't caught up in the incident that Callum was caught up in.
No, not the same incident. But I also had problems with back markers not giving way and giving space when trying to pass them. So yeah, I almost had a few incidents. I dodged a lot tonight.
Well, I will say this. This is your first podium in quite a while this season. It's definitely a good confidence boost after a rough start to the season.
Yeah, and Callum on board. He's also quick, so we'll push each other. We can only progress together. If you have a weak teammate and you start to get also, you don't have the support, and we can chase each other and we'll push each other and we'll just go faster together.
I'm sure Callum will definitely appreciate that. And if it's any consolation to you guys, Callum managed to get the fastest lap of the race, and I gave him driver of the day as well.
I was just going to ask, actually, because what happens with drivers of the day, so obviously I didn't want to just nominate Callum because he is one of my drivers, but lap 1, last to 6th, impressive to make your way up through the field and then slide in behind Gary and follow him up through the field. It was definitely an interesting race to watch, this one.
Yeah, well, so I'll
I'd like to
let
see
you guys
that
go and get
lead, but
yourself.
I don't know how he got so
What was that?
quickly to the front.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he managed to get-
um,
Yeah, he managed to
I
get
think
into the
by
lead
lap-
on lap 18.
Yeah, but I think by lap 3 or 4 he was already in 4th place. Within 5 laps he was in 4th place, I'm sure.
yeah, I'm pretty sure of it because I think that even within the first lap he was already up into 6th and pulling his way up the field. I would say it's a shame about the back markers. We're going to have to have a chat with some of these to see if they will be a bit more respectful when the top lead drivers are coming through. But that's racing, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you guys go and get yourselves ready for Germany next week. It's a shame I'm not going to be here for that though.
Yes.
But thanks very much for your time, guys, and well done again on your results.
Thanks very much. Congratulations
Kenzie.
to Mercedes and to everybody else that took part.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that. So there we are, folks. That is it for this week's coverage of the Talk of the Devil League. It will be the Extreme Racing League tomorrow. Extreme 1 League, 5 PM UK time, and I'll be in action for the Extreme 2 League at 8 PM UK time. So adjust accordingly to your time zones. Until then, it's a good night from me. Thanks for watching.